Hi, I'm Angela. Welcome to my free food kitchen. We may be dairy-free and egg-free, refined sugar-free, wheat-free, and or gluten-free, but that never excludes flavorful or fun. This is a special video for Bon Bon Break. Thank you, Bon Bon Break. So happy to do this for you. And today we are making, in the spirit of the holidays, one of my very favorite cookies, my chocolate bomb cookies. And I really wanted to share them with you because not only are they super delicious and a total fave, they're really simple to make. So there's something that you can whip out pretty quick. And of course they are dairy-free and they're egg-free. And if you use vegan ingredients, they're vegan. They're wheat-free and they have a really super easy swap out for gluten-free as well. So today I'm doing the wheat-free version. I have spelt flour here. Now, the FDA does categorize spelt as wheat because it is a wheat variety. But if you're like me and you have a wheat allergy, you may find that you tolerate spelt just fine. If you wanted to do the gluten-free version, I have the recipe written up for the simple swap for the gluten-free flour blend. So no worries there. The cocoa powder here, I have 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. And again, most cocoa powders are dairy-free. You can certainly find vegan ones out there if the vegan is of importance to you. I have the Enjoy Life mini morsels here because they're so allergy-free of everything. I have some salt, some baking soda, and some baking powder that I'm putting in here. A really important ingredient that I like to use when I'm making chocolate desserts, espresso powder, not for the coffee flavor, but because it bumps up the chocolate flavor. And remember, when we're making free food and we're taking out those bad foods or the foods that often cause problems for those of us who can't eat them, we've got to bump up flavor and we've got to find healthy ways to do that. And espresso powder is a great way to do it, and you don't have to use so much that you're going to add a mocha flavor. You could if you wanted to, but we're just going to put enough in to bump up the chocolate flavor. So all I'm doing here is I'm just mixing up those dry ingredients, and here I put together my wet ingredients, and it's as simple as that. So I've measured out my maple syrup and my light agave nectar. Now if you have a problem with either one of those, like you don't like light agave nectar or you're not so keen on maple syrup, you could use just one or the other. It's no big deal. They're both low glycemic on the GI scale, so that's cool. I have a little bit of molasses in here because molasses will give you that brown sugar effect without using refined brown sugar. Total score. And I use an organic molasses. And then there's just a little bit of grapeseed oil in this recipe and a little bit of vanilla. Now again, if you're like, hey, I don't want to use grapeseed oil, no biggie, use some coconut oil. Use it in the liquid form because, as you know, in the cooler weather, coconut oil will, it'll harden up a little bit. So make sure it's in its liquid form, and you can use that if you prefer, if you're not as big on the grapeseed oil. I like grapeseed oil because it has more of a neutral flavor, but I have such a small amount in here, the coconut oil won't overpower the chocolate flavor. I'm big on chocolate, so this recipe does pack a nice chocolate punch. So as you can see, all I'm doing here is I'm mixing together my wet and my dry ingredients, and they come together pretty quickly. So this is nice for the holidays. It's nice any time of year because guess what? I don't have to bring out a mixer, no hand mixer, no stand mixer. This is kind of like back to the olden days, you know, when they didn't even have to whip out any fancy equipment or appliances. We're just doing it old school. Now, when you do it old school, you do want to make sure that everything is mixed well. And the best way to do that is certainly going to be to taste it. And I always say you have to taste the batter anyway because you want to make sure that you did not forget any ingredients. So when your batter is all mixed, and when it's mixed, it'll look, you know, kind of like brownie batter. So these are kind of like a brownie form of a cookie. So how can you go wrong there? So I'm going to take these, move them out of the way, and then I've got my cookie sheets lined with Silpats, and I've got my Super Scoops. And now these come in all different sizes. This is a teaspoon size. You can make them bigger if you wanted, no biggie, but I just kind of fill them like that, and I put them right on here. And look how adorable they are. And I just fill up the sheet. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees because we don't want to bake chocolate too hot because chocolate can burn. And that goes for, you know, these unrefined sugars, you know, like agave nectar, maple syrup. They have a lower burn point. So we don't want to bake them at higher temperatures. We want to bake them at a little bit lower temperatures. So I'm just going to finish lining my cookie sheet with my adorable chocolate bomb cookies that are packed with flavor. I'm going to bake them at 350 for about 8 to 10 minutes, or just until they're done. And then we're gonna taste them, which is really the best part. And I would say too, if you're someone who likes a little bit of extra spice, this is a great recipe to add, you know, a little cinnamon or a little cayenne. A little extra espresso powder if you want a mocha cookie. I always say sky's the limit. Make it how you like it. But if you want to just stick to the, you know, if you're a purist, you just want to stick to the chocolate flavor, stick with the standard recipe, and you will not be disappointed. Give them a try, and we're going to test them in just a few minutes. So our cookies are done, and they took about 11 minutes. Now this is why I used Graham's age-old wisdom here and said bake till done, because you never exactly know how long something's going to take to bake. And my oven runs a little cool, so another, you know, lesson, you need to know your oven. This is what they look like, and I usually let them set on the tray, you know, give them 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds, just let them set. And once they do completely cool, you have some options. Of course, you can leave them just like this because they will have so much flavor, so much lovely chocolate flavor, really rich, kind of like a brownie. Sometimes I take it a step further, and once they're completely cool, I might melt a little more bittersweet chocolate. You only will need like another ounce. And melt it down with just a little bit of unsweetened non-dairy milk, make like a little ganache, and drizzle that on them, which, you know, just ups that chocolate flavor even more. And some people might even want to put, you know, some sort of little, you know, powdered sugar on top. I usually don't, only because it's really hard to find a powdered sugar that is an unrefined sugar. Now you can make your own, which sometimes I do. That just is, you know, it's a matter of how much time you have. So, you know, you can just put them here on your cooling rack and let them set, and then you decide how much further do you want to go with it. Do you want to top them? Do you want to leave them as is? You won't be disappointed no matter what you decide. So give these free food chocolate bomb cookies a try and enjoy. And happy holidays. Thank you, Bon Bon Break.